Hi, this is Charting Man Dan of TheChartGuys.com, home of technical analysis education. Click the link for a free week trial, no credit card required, and gain access to our multiple live broadcasts daily, community chat room, educational videos, nightly watch lists, and more. Invest in your education and future and join the community today. Boy, oh boy, what a day in gold. So I've been saying in some of my videos that my gut indication was for a bullish break, and this is why I do not trade based on my gut. I trade based on the charts, and certainly was not in a bullish gold or minor position at this key test of support. And you can clearly see we were not the only ones watching this level of support. As soon as it broke, as soon as 1305 broke, it was a signal heard round the world to go bearish on gold, and it absolutely dumped. I've never seen gold this oversold. Granted, I've only been watching it daily for a couple years now, but I've never seen oil or gold this oversold on the hourly and 4-hour time frame. So the weekly chart, a big bearish break, the lowest price we've seen in months, and I'm looking down now at the next support, down around 1252.80. And the bulls are going to attempt to form a higher low compared to that level. Their goal today, or their goal for this week, is to rally and keep this 200-week moving average support in the low 1280s. And we're certainly due for an oversold bounce. The question will be, can the bulls amount any kind of momentum off of that bounce? So let's look first at the clear signal this morning of a break of support. And the dump started quickly, and it started from 1310. But once 1305 broke, it was all bets are off. And you can see just straight dump. The bulls are trying to defend 1270 at this point. We have not confirmed a bullish reversal candlestick yet. The RSI on the hourly is still down at 14. And we're watching for an oversold bounce to play out this morning, or this afternoon, this evening. And the question will be, is it going to be a bear flag on a bounce? We'll need to watch the hourly candlesticks and the 4-hour chart for a potential bear flag. This 4-hour RSI is down at 13. And we can zoom all the way back. And I can't find it below 20 anytime recently. And this is going back just over a year. It has not been this low. So a big time dump. And let's look back at support here. Here's down at that 1250 level, 1252 support. So again, the bulls will look to form a higher low compared to that level to keep the longer term weekly uptrend. But no bounce playing out just yet. And if you got in bearish on that gold dump this morning, look at the 5-minute charts and how perfect this 20-period moving average guided the action today. So here's your breakdown of gold pre-market. If you made a bullish entry then, congratulations. If you made a bullish entry first thing like tons of others did, as you can see that big candlestick, and then you said to yourself, I'll exit if we lose the 20-period moving average support. You are in this trade all the way until 3:25 p.m. Eastern, and then you would have exited even though we closed right up at the highs. But very clear to hold that key support, tons of gains to the upside being had. And this was a perfect day for the gold bears because there was no whipsaw back and forth, no getting stopped out, just slow and steady, higher lows and higher highs, huge gains to be had. And likewise, if you're sitting there trying to scout an oversold bounce in these minors, you're not making any bullish entries because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rejections from the 20-period moving average resistance. We did get above it just at the end of the day, and that was very brief, very short-lived. But that would have only been a quick day trade anyways because there's no way we were going to see a bounce at the end of the day significant enough that would warrant a trade or a hold overnight. We weren't going to see a long lower wick on any of these daily candlesticks unless we saw a move back towards 14, which certainly was very unlikely. So a very short-term bounce played out for about 25-30 minutes, and then giving back those gains, the bears closed at the low of the day. So we do anticipate gold needs to bounce and cool off some of these RSI levels, but all of the momentum is favoring the mining bears. So we're going to need to start looking at these bear miners on the daily time frame in these videos, and we're switching. We've been looking at JNUG and NUGT, no longer the case with this big-time bull break. So it will be a very convincing bull break looking at JDST here if we get over 36.43 and break the highest price that we've seen over the past 3 months. The weekly time frame, middle Bollinger Band resistance, you can see we leveled out and built a base, 10-week moving average becoming support, trying to break that 36.43 level, get those higher highs, and see this very big sell-off over the past, what feels like forever, past 8+ months, trying to turn around now for the bulls and coming off of oversold conditions. So look at this comparison where we still haven't broken the high of September 1st, but we look at JNUG and we are well below the low of September 1st, and that's due to time decay. Can't be any more clear than that. These 3-time leveraged ETFs are subject to time decay, so that's why JDST is not above September 1st high when JNUG is multiple percent below the September 1st low. And by multiple percent, I'm talking 20-30% below that level. So clear time decay on these 3-time leveraged ETFs seen on the daily time frame. And we'll see if we have any short-term bounce in these bull miners. But again, any bounce will be anticipated to be short-lived. And the bulls are going to try and rally here. I'm looking at NUGT on the weekly. And they're going to try and hold 1347, which was the low from back in May, to keep that level of support. That's the goal for the bulls to close above on the weekly time frame over the next 3 days. And again, it'll depend on how much of a bounce we see overnight and whether the gold bulls can establish any higher lows or higher highs on the hourly time frame, which obviously is nowhere near progressing here at this point. So I appreciate you watching. Hopefully any bulls had stop losses triggered today and were exited out. And congratulations to any bears riding the price to the downside. Again, that break could not have been more clear on the daily time frame. As soon as 1300, 1305 really, as soon as 1305 broke, clear signal to the world, and I do mean that, literally the world, to see this kind of dump. It's certainly a global event here. Huge gain, huge losses in gold, and we'll see if the bulls can turn it around tomorrow for a short-term oversold bounce. Thanks for tuning in. See you tomorrow after close.